MMA podcast, hosted by mixed martial arts journalist Mike Strauss, aka Strauss21, and Chicago's number one underground comedian, Apollo Taj Mahal.
Thank you for listening. I'm Mike Strauss, aka Strauss21, and this is
Apollo Taj Mahal.
We are the guys from the Did You See That Shit Mixed Martial Arts podcast. We know you're going to like the interview, so be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on all the social media platforms, as well as the Missing Time Productions YouTube channel. And don't forget to go to didyousee.shit.com for a complete rundown of all of our content. Right, Apollo?
Yeah.
And I want to welcome back Antonio McKee to the show. One of my favorite people in the world to talk to. What's going on, man?
Nothing, man. Just enjoying all these wins we're racking up as a team. It feels good to be on the underdog part and then become the big dog. You know what I mean?
Man, I know what you mean. I'm telling you, man, you and the Body Shop, of course, all your guys there, your son, McKee Jr., Aaron Pico, Baby Slice, and there's 100 other guys that are coming up right under him that the rest of the public doesn't even know about yet. How have you been able to just turn the Body Shop into one of the most respectable up-and-coming camps out there in such a short period of time?
You know, man, look, we've always been one of the top contending gyms. We had one of the best and longest winning streaks of all the gyms in Southern California combined, if you just go and you look at our roster. But, you know, I played a political part in the game and got myself in a little trouble in the beginning. My style of fighting with the confidence and cockiness that I carry, you know, it rubbed off on a lot of people the wrong way. But unfortunately, we see that was the way to be. Just my timing was off because Conor McGregor is nothing but been disrespectful to the sport, to the UFC, and to all the other people that have worked their asses off to get the sport to where it's at. So, you know, it's always been tough. My gym's always been good. We've always trained the best. It's just now we're on a bigger platform, so people with social media being the way that it is, they're able to see that. I'm able to let people know what's really going on behind closed doors. I'm able to post about you know, our guys knocking everybody out in the first round, and they say we're a bunch of boring wrestlers. You know, I'm just consistent in what I do, and the key to it is I love my guys. We're a family. There's no contracts in my gym. If you don't want to stay, leave. But no one's left. We're based on love, and that's why we're successful.
Yeah, I'm digging it, man. I'm digging everything that you guys are doing. I've been a huge fan of the Body Shop for a while, and you know, even when you were fighting, man, on the regular, I was a huge fan of you, and I just wish that things could have worked out different. But regardless, you were one of the best, and you're still one of the best. Now you're just transitioning into a different role, and I think it's really fucking awesome just to see how you're excelling at that now. Everything you do, you just seem to rise to the top. I wanted to get your opinion, man. Did you see this, the title fight, Nunes and Pennington, all this talk about how Pennington said she wanted to quit and then her corner talked her back in? I wanted to get your take on it because I didn't think this was that big of a deal, but apparently people are making a big deal out of this.
It's not a big deal. Look, man, I've coached Emmanuel Newton, and Emmanuel was out there in the middle of the first and second round, and he said, throw in the towel. I don't want to fight. I go, what? Throw in the towel? He says, yeah, throw in the towel. I don't want to fight anymore. I said, listen, you'll get it together in the second round. Second round, he got his ass kicked. He says, Tone, I don't want to go back out. I go, no, we're going to go back out. He ended up winning the fight. So here's a situation where it went completely the opposite. You know, people are different with personalities and different mindsets and different thoughts and different opinions, but that's what makes us so unique. But let's talk about what's the safety of the fighter. Was the fighter in danger? Was she really hurt? Or was she just tired of getting her ass whooped?
Right. And I tend to think she might have just been tired of getting her ass whooped.
I kind of agree with that. But let's say she would have landed a punch and knocked Nunes out. Mm-hmm. Then what?
Then he's a hero.
Right. So, you know what? I don't even care what people say. It's about the fighter. It's about the coach. Being able to transition from being a fighter and a coach. You got to also understand emotionally what it's like to be a fighter and a coach. So he knew she was probably tougher than what she was displaying. She probably was being outclassed, and she just wanted a way out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't buy that. I don't buy that shit. Keep fighting.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I saw it too, man. I just, a lot of my peers in the media here, they just, I don't know, they get their panties all in a ruffle, and I don't get it because what do you want to make the sport softer? That happens every day in fights. I mean, if you haven't needed to be talked off of a ledge, then you might not be a fighter. But whatever, it is what it is, man. Let's get back to what you guys are doing at the Body Shop. You got Pico, you got your son, and you got Baby Slice, kind of like the trifecta there. Pico's left hand, did you teach him that?
You know what, man? I've been with Pico since he was 5 years old, on and off, on and off. Pico is already a heavy-handed fighter. All I did was I took his wrestling and his striking, and I tweaked it a little bit for MMA, and we're just getting better on the ground as every day goes. Pico is going to be a real tough force to be reckoned with because he's got so much power in his hands. It's also stepped my game up. Me and my son, we're going to be doing a fight in September with Bellator, father and son fight. I think people will be pretty impressed with the growth in me. I'm not just going to go out here and do what I used to do because I'm much more comfortable on my feet. I feel much better about fighting than I did back then. And so now it's not about just being a fighter. It's also being a mentor and a teacher of the fight. So I'm looking real forward to getting back out there.
Is there any word on who you might be fighting in September?
It doesn't matter to me who they put in front of me. I know one thing, they can't put nobody my age because I don't know how many people my age can do what I do. But, this was one of the reasons why I didn't take a lot of damage in the beginning of the sport because I knew this was going to happen. I knew there's going to be a time where people wake up, there's going to be some decent money being paid, and I'd be able to compete again at the highest levels because I haven't suffered any injuries.
No, you really haven't, man. You're 48 years old, correct?
Yeah, but I'm really 28.
Yeah, no, physically you look like you're 19. It's unbelievable. If I looked half as good as you, I'd be a different man. That's for sure.
Well, you know what, brother? A lot of it has to do with just taking good care of yourself, eating good, being happy, staying happy. I'm a happy person. I play more than all the guys in the gym. I don't believe in steroids. I don't smoke weed. I don't drink. I might have a glass of wine here or there, but for the most part, I live a pretty healthy life. And so I want to be the example of a fighter that does things the right way.
You always have been, that's for sure, man. Real quick before I let you go, I'd be hard-pressed if I didn't ask you. I mean, obviously your son and Pico, they fight in the same weight class there, and they're both, in my opinion, future champions. What are you guys going to do there? Is there maybe one going to go to a different weight class?
Yeah, AJ will probably move up to 55s. Not because he doesn't want to fight Pico or Pico's better or AJ's better, but because AJ's still growing. Mm-hmm. And, he's already lean and he's making weight and he's making it right, but it's just a matter of time before he has to let his body grow. Mm-hmm. So I think by the end of this year, he'll be moving up to 55s.
Yeah, AJ's definitely going to fill out. That's the next place I was going to ask you because he definitely has the frame of a lightweight. So that'll be interesting, man. I can't wait to see what's in store for you and the rest of Team Body Shop. September is going to be a very interesting month, man. I appreciate your time as always.
Thanks for the interview, man. Be on the lookout for Joey Ice. I mean, he's a badass. I think people are sleeping on him.
Joey Ice.
Black Ice Davis, we're 133-0 in wrestling, and he's 4-0 now in MMA.
I'll be on the lookout.
We're gonna impress some people, and for those who don't have a place to train, that are tired of being training partners for the elite, they can come and become the elite with us.
At Team Body Shop.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it.
All right, man. You have a good day.
You too, man. Thanks, Antonio.
All right.